What's up, guys? This is an interesting moment for me because this isn't my room anymore. This is Lucas's room now. But this is where I started my YouTube channel, like in this exact corner in this same building. And it's crazy for me looking back. Like, there was a list. I remember because my girlfriend had just broken up with me. And there was this constant like dialogue of stuff I wanted to say that, you know, that's just how breakups go, you know. You thought you were on the same page, but you obviously weren't, right? And I couldn't handle that, so I had to figure out some way to express that energy. So there was this series of tutorials that I was going through. So I had this long list on the wall of all of these YouTube videos that I needed to watch so that I could just get to the point where I'm like doing something. I don't know, because back then I didn't have much going on, really. I was into the eBay scene a little bit, but I didn't have the YouTube work, which is ultimately what made me feel fulfilled and showed me a part of myself that I didn't know existed. I didn't realize that I could become a skilled and talented person. And now I understand like how much more I can do and grow into, and the potential for the future, like 20, 30 years from now, what being a YouTuber in the long run means, and working with people, and how it can completely alter the course of my life. So it's been insane and amazing, honestly. Like I'm so happy with my life. Like I'm not at the perfect point where I want to be lifestyle wise, right? Like I still don't brush my teeth regularly enough. There's a lot of like basic body care things I don't do that I'm working on having like more of a routine and going like jogging and getting more exercise and all this kind of stuff. But like I feel really happy. I feel like I'm doing something that is making my future better. I feel very aware of all of the things that I can do to make my future better. And I understand now that there's just an unlimited amount of that work. The problem is when you don't know what is actually going to help you and you don't know what to do. You know, that's the scary part, because you don't have the momentum. And ultimately, like, you don't feel good because of where you are. You feel good because of where you are now relative to where you were, right? Like, having a house doesn't mean anything, really, if you've had a house your whole life. But if you haven't had a house and then you get one, whoa, that's amazing, right? And vice versa, you've had a house your whole life and then you lose it? Oh no, that's horrible, you know? It's all, you gotta have something you came from and where you are now in order to feel something about where you are now. It's not about just what you have, you know? It's about where are you going and all that. YouTube just has brought so much more of that into my life, and it's absolutely amazing. So I want to do this video to do some updates with you guys and just kind of hang out like this for a little bit. Talk about what I've been going through and what I've been doing. So one thing I have decided is that I'm not going to do any more gaming content on this channel. I may do some where it's like edited videos, like tutorials, that kind of thing. That's possible. But I now understand, like, I could just have Twitch. Because the problem is, for me, I was playing video games, and I felt like if I'm doing something, I should be recording it. Like, ideally, that's how I run my YouTube channel. I try and find things that I should do anyway that benefit some part of my life. And then by also recording it, that adds this mechanism that enables me to get better at it and also be educated by other people about like what I'm doing wrong. And it just like, it's catalytic. You know, making videos about something just brings more of that something into your life. It's this amazing dynamic. Especially like the perfect YouTube video is a video about using something you enjoy that has some kind of product that people can engage with, that you can monetize it if you want, right? Like I do this with affiliate videos. Anytime I do a video that's like showing some dropshipping tool or interviewing the creator and people sign up through that link, like that allows me to make a video and like my life gets better because of that specific video. Like, if you look at the amount of money that YouTubers earn based on the individual videos, a very small portion of the actual videos earn the money. And it is really important as a YouTuber to be able to earn money from making your videos, right? But at the same time, in order to get to that point, the phrase earn or do what you want to earn, okay. If you want to earn money from something, do it for free. That's the mentality that I've applied to my YouTube channel and to my life in general. I know that seems counterintuitive, but I would much rather get involved with something and become completely educated about it and influential, and then start making specific business plans and like trying to make moves, right? I would much rather do that than try and just get involved before I'm even aware of the industry or the scene. Like, it's kind of hard to explain. But because sometimes there's this like turmoil from, like, a lot of people hate on earning money from videos or like being affiliated with stuff, right? And it's like, I get that, but I think that hate just comes from not having, like, it's amazing to be able to do something you enjoy and earn money from it. If you have that in your life, everything else is better. You're more able to like make a difference in the lives of the people you love and your friends. You're able to be more supportive. You're able to inspire people and encourage them, and you're memorable, and people like want to be around you and they grow fond of you, and like, it's amazing. Like, I get that people don't like affiliation, but I don't know. It just seems silly. Like, you got to earn money, you know? Like, I guess people don't like affiliation because you become biased when you're affiliated, right? And no matter how hard you try to not be biased, you can't not have a bias, right? Like I'm actively incentivized to try and figure out problems and make interesting videos for software when other people would just stop using it and maybe move on to something else, right? Like, for me, it's not that I'm gonna like lie about anything, but I'm definitely gonna, because it's fun for me to make videos and knowing that I can earn money from them, then like it incentivizes me to be like, okay, how do I make a good tutorial for this feature? How do I properly educate somebody based on like what their perspective is, their biases are about this software? How do I keep that in mind and address it and get them to understand how to use this if they want to, right? Because for me, that's ultimately how I try and shift my bias, right? Because you can't not be biased, but you can change how the bias affects you, right? And ultimately, like, when I'm increasingly incentivized, I'm going to put more work into making interesting videos. But the video is going to still have to be interesting, you know? That can't really happen with really bland software, you know? Or really something that's really clunky. It very much, it's a relationship, right? So the act of me being able to enjoy working with the software and continue to like use it and make video is my way of being like, I like this, it's cool, right? But at the same time, I don't want to ever be like affiliated with just one software. In my mind, that's where like you can get the problems, because you have to think that software is best. Like, I want to be affiliated with literally every possible dropshipping software that there is. Like, that's a goal, a serious goal, because I understand, I'm like, hey, this stuff has changed my life and it allowed me to like live more free. And I have a very small number of software that I'm affiliated with, really. Like, especially, like, dropshipping is so great for that in particular because there's so much different software available. And, like, it's cool because dropshippers tend to be more focused on, like, just their software that they've used, and they think that there's one or two others available and that's kind of it. It's weird because, like, in general, dropshippers are a more close-knit community whereas like eBay sellers in general are less close-knit, if that makes sense, because the nature of drop shipping, people often kind of hide it, and like you're the only drop shipper you know, nobody else resells stuff, but at the same time, that's kind of true for resellers. There's a lot of similarities. But anyway, that's enough about that. So yeah, that's my thoughts about affiliate stuff. Also, my thoughts about my YouTube channel. I didn't get too much into the gaming content thing, so I'm trying to focus more on people right now, especially that I'm back in the States, and like my life's really great and I have so much time and I can just visit my friends and spend time with them and get to know them and reconnect with people. And I think this is really important because all the people that I've interacted with are who constructed me. Like, I believe that, like, as a human, you are created by the people that you interact with and spend your time with, right? And they affect you and shape who you become. So for me to become a more talented, aware, and capable, influential individual, I need to foster my connections with the people that formed me, right? I need to reach out more. I need to try and make a difference in these people's lives, because that's how you make life matter, you know? And the funny thing about making a difference is, like, people always, there's a lot of bullshit about helping people. And one of the biggest bullshits is that, like, no matter what you do, people are just gonna, like, fuck themselves over. You can't, like, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, that kind of thing. And, like, when you're helping people, you have to be efficient in how you're helping them. Because understand that most people who claim that they're helping somebody, they're not really helping them. That's not, I mean, maybe they're helping them, but the reality is that they're trying to prove to you that they help, right? That's the thing that people care about. Like, they want to be able to say that they did something good for somebody. They want to be able to talk about that. They want that social benefit. But that's not what it's about. Like, true kindness is about doing things for people just because you know it reduces their pain and makes their life a bit better, without requiring any form of contact, without needing to be reimbursed, without even remembering that you did the act. That's the really important thing, really, is like to kind of just regularly make it in your habit to do good things for people and not keep track of it. It's not some like track sheet about like getting points or like being the best or being able to justify to yourself that you're a good person because you did this, this, and this. Like, the reality is it's a lifelong process and you just have to live that way. You know, and attachment to the acts that you've done can often ruin the point. I was getting at something there about kindness. Yeah, if you want to help somebody, the biggest thing that you can do is be positive and different. Because change comes from something being shaken up, or something going wrong, or an accident, or something, a bad day, a particularly good day. Change doesn't, like, often happen when everything's going as according to plan and the same, right? Like, usually there's something that goes wrong, or some kind of catalytic force, or something that's different that gets you to think. And that's the thing. Some event in life gets you to think differently, because you are in control of changing your life. Ultimately, that's something you have to understand with helping people. You can't fix someone. You can only increase the chance that they fix themselves. And that is very important to understand. Because if you try and just help people and expect that you're just going to be able to like fix their current scenario and they're going to maintain it, you're going to be really frustrated, because the reality is that almost most people are in the situation that they are because they don't know how they're keeping themselves there. So in order to increase the chance that they become aware of how they're keeping themselves there and that they can get out, you have to do things that increase the chance that they're going to think differently, right? So this, at its root, comes from doing particularly kind things for people for no apparent reason without requiring any kind of further connection, right? Like if you go out into the world and you meet somebody and you do something for them that shows that you care about them, not that you're trying to be kind, because there's a difference, right? Again, a lot of kindness is done inefficiently because it's done in a way that is for social gain. Whereas true beneficial, like catalytic kindness that gets people to kind of restore their faith in humanity, that kind of kindness comes from somebody seeing an action and just knowing that it's because you actually care. Most people do not feel cared about. If you can make people feel cared for, feel like they matter, you can make huge differences in people's lives, you know? And these are things that I think about a lot now because I'm in a position where I'm back in the States and I have the life that I wanted for so long. I can, like, what am I going to do now, you know? And there's so much to do. It's amazing. Like, it's insane all the different directions things can go in now. And so one of the things that I'm very interested in the long run is traveling and establishing communities in various countries overseas. And I don't mean like starting communities. I mean like becoming involved in communities. Like when I went to Nicaragua, I have people there who are like my family now. So I can go there and like we are all very positive influences on each other. And it's a very like high quality of interaction that I don't often experience in my like day-to-day regular life if I look at over the past 25 years, right? And I want to travel and establish more of those, work with existing ones, you know, because ideally, like, you don't want to be the influential person. You want to be one of the many that are, like, you want to be around people who are just, like, all interesting, and you can just get lost in their personalities. Like, you don't want to be around one person like that, you know? Like, that's the ideal state, I feel like. At least when it comes to being the most productive, right? But in order to be able to be around all of these kinds of individuals, you have to work on yourself a lot so that you're able to be around other humans and maintain a positive effect on them, particularly in the long run. It's very easy to maintain a positive effect on another person for a couple days, maybe a week or two, maybe a month. But 6 months, a year, 4 years, that's a completely different game that most people don't even expect, right? So I've babbled on long enough. Now I'm just going to get into a little bit of computer stuff. So this is my roommate's computer, which is actually the same computer that I used to use that has since been gutted of graphics card, replaced with graphics card, and hard drive like wiped and redone. So it's like, again, it's very nostalgic, which is the thing that launched this whole video. But now I'm going to cover the softwares that I need to install because I'm now getting used to this computer stuff. I'm like, okay, I understand that if I don't have access to certain programs, I can't get certain things done. Like my laptop died like 4 or 5 days ago, right? And that's been a problem. And you know what? I'm going to end this video just about this brainstorming session, talking, and then I'm going to make another video talking about the laptop situation because I just ordered another laptop. Ciao.